Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to do a more informal video that explores the release map of Blobiverse and just see how much there's left to do. I'm going to try and keep this kind of brief on my side, but if you have any ideas of things that you would like to add to Blobiverse, just comment down below, make a suggestion because I'm working on this real time. Alright, so first up we have Blob Village expansion. When a village gets too large, I would like them to set out settling parties of maybe 5-10 adventurous blobs who would like to explore the world and also expand the faction. This makes the world a lot more dynamic, a lot more exciting. Even if you put a village in one corner of the map, if you leave Blobiverse on for hours, you can come back and see half the world covered in that faction, which I think is pretty cool. And of course, this does tie into blob diplomacy and relations. There are a couple. I'm thinking of peace times, which is the default. We've got allies and we have war. So during peace times, blobs are going to engage in trading. There's going to be a merchant which sets up a marketplace and hires a couple of guards. Then they're going to venture out into the world, find the other village, and set up camp. Other blobs around them are going to enter into what is called a merchant scenario, and they're going to start trading and having dialogue and discussing with the guards, with the merchant, and they will begin bartering. Depending on their experience speaking and bartering, blobs are going to change their perception of that village gradually. And over time, it's possible that villages are going to stop having good relations and they're going to go to war, or they're going to just basically love each other and become allies. And of course, let's not forget nomadic tribes. Nomadic tribes are going to interact with villages as they pass by them through their exploration of the world. Nomadic tribes are knowledge keepers at the end of the day, and knowledge is a commodity. So in return for their knowledge, blob villages will of course pay handsomely. And this is where blob conversations get a bit more depth to them. Blobs need to be able to gossip about other blobs and villages and share news. And in this way, a nomadic village hypothetically can relay information about another village and teach you where this location is. And this does lead me to blob villages. So I would like blob villages to have professions which will affect the actions that each blob takes. We're going to have scouts, of course, and diplomats, mayors, bakers, farmers, all kinds of different blob professions, and especially warriors, which will be engaging in war, of course. War is going to be pretty complicated, but not too complicated. It depends on the distance from two villages. If two villages are very far away, then somewhere in the center, one of the villages is going to build a outpost. Outposts are military bases. That is where blobs conduct all of their military operations and prepare to siege the other village and claim control. Okay, and let's talk monetization, because without funding, Blobiverse is not going to be able to evolve. I won't be able to work on it. So of course, it would be great to have the game be self-sufficient, and I can do this by introducing a couple of interesting ideas. First of all, we've got skins and texture packs that we've been considering, that maybe you could change the look and style of your trees to maybe be maple trees or a beautiful sakura tree, something like that. Then it comes to worlds. I'm gonna give people a free world, and maybe I'm thinking you can get an extra world just by watching a 30-second video ad. This is optional, and I think it's a fair trade. You give me 30 seconds and then you get back a free world. Additionally, from there, world packs will probably cost some small amount, and you can get multiple at once. And this includes another extra world that you can get through social media integration, because I would like to grow this community and connect Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to the app. And the first time that you share it, you'll get a free world and maybe some other goodies. And let's not forget, there's going to be a direct connection from the app to the Discord, and maybe I can figure out some kind of rewards there as well. Which brings me to maybe the biggest change that I want to make to Blobiverse. The old version has mana, and mana as a system works, well, it works alright, but it forces you to play Blobiverse in short bursts. You can only really place so many things, and this was good before because Blobiverse couldn't really handle a huge amount of objects in the world. But this has changed. Blobiverse is far more optimized. It can handle an almost limitless number of objects in the world. And for that reason, I don't want to limit people to playing in 5-minute intervals. If you're on a car ride, you're on a plane ride, you have to get somewhere, but there's not really anything you can be doing, then you know what? I'd like you to be able to just play Blobiverse for as long as you can, and maybe mana isn't the right way to do it, and I would like to replace it with a community suggestion that I saw before called levels. So how would levels work? Essentially, I'm thinking that certain animals and objects would be locked off, and as you progress and gain levels in Blobiverse, you would unlock these new objects, trees, other things, whatever else. The more you play Blobiverse, the higher level you would get, and the more you interact with blobs, the higher it goes too. Completing quests also quickly gains levels, and Blobiverse would have 500 levels, hypothetically. Levels 100 to 500 would be purely cosmetic, and levels 0 to 10 would include the things you need to play regularly, while I'm thinking levels 11 through 99 could include all the cool features. So once you get to level 100, you have everything, pretty much, and all the levels from there are just bragging rights. I think this will help incentivize people to play Blobiverse, but without limiting you and how you want to play, because different people obviously have a different play style, and I don't want to infringe on that. The final point is we have art assets left to make, so new water and ocean textures because we're still using the default template. We also want title text. We're going to be working on a treasury, the Blobiverse splash launch image, the one that you see when you open the app, and of course, most important of all, the Blobiverse app icon. The app icon has to look catchy because that's people's first impression of the game. It'll bring people to download Blobiverse or not. Which brings me to the last point. I would like to see if I can get more attention and maybe generate some media hype to Blobiverse Remastered. So I would like to make a release trailer and give websites something to use. Email a couple different media outlets, see what people think about it, see what they say, give them a 2-week preview into the app, and see if any of them write some articles. I would absolutely love to see if more people could get their hands on Blobiverse and know about the game, and I think this is maybe the right way to do it. And so these are all the things that are left. However, over the last decade, I have had way too many cool ideas for Blobiverse. So when I do release Blobiverse Remastered, I'm going to work on another video. This video is going to be about future updates and changes that I would like to make to the game. And I mean, let's be honest, I could work for 5 years on this game, and I'm not going to exhaust the ideas that I have for it. So really, if it can be self-sufficient, if I can work on it for this time, then maybe Blobiverse will get patches and continue to get updates for a very long time. Alright, thanks for listening in. If you liked it, please like the video and drop a comment down below about any ideas that you have for the future or for existing changes, maybe how you would like war to work. I mean, I'm open for these ideas. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to get all this done, and that's all from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.